He risked everything to protect the enemy's child. Now its powerful mother demands he become part of her world. Kai Rowan never planned to end up on the ash fields of Ryo's Prime. He had signed up for border patrol on a quiet station. Instead, a sudden conflict pulled him into a world of red storms, cracked stone plains, and a sky that never stopped rumbling. Most soldiers feared the Velari. They were taller, stronger, and carried a strange glow in their veins. Kai had only seen one up close during the first week of the deployment. Even from a distance, he felt like he was staring at a living storm. On his 30th day on Ryo's Prime, everything changed. His squad marched through a ruined valley where broken towers leaned like the ribs of an old beast. They expected ambushes. They expected traps. They did not expect to hear a cry. It was sharp, high, and full of pain. The squad leader ordered everyone to stay on alert. Kai moved to check a cracked shelter at the base of a rock wall. Inside, he saw something small curled under a metal beam. It wasn't human. It was a Velari child barely as high as Kai's knee, with pale skin that flickered with weak light along its arms. Dust covered its face. It tried to stand, then collapsed again. Kai froze. Saving an enemy child could be considered betrayal. Leaving it there felt wrong. The squad leader shouted for him to fall back. Kai didn't move. A distant roar rolled across the valley. The squad scattered to defensive positions. Kai knew the child would be crushed by falling debris or caught in crossfire. He lifted the beam off the small body and pulled it close. Its skin felt cold. Its pulse fluttered fast. He wrapped it in his jacket and shielded it as the ground shook. A blast tore the shelter apart. Stones slammed into his back. One hit the side of his helmet, and stars filled his eyes. When the dust cleared, he was still crouched over the child. His squad stared at him like he had lost his mind. Before anyone could argue, a deeper roar echoed through the valley. It sounded older than the planet itself. A shadow fell over the ruins. Wings spread wide. A huge Velari warrior descended from the sky, her armor carved with glowing lines that pulsed like veins. Kai held the child tighter. The warrior landed in front of him. She was every story the soldiers whispered about. Her eyes burned like molten silver. She looked from Kai to the child, then back at Kai. The squad raised their weapons. She didn't flinch. The child stirred and reached toward her. The warrior stepped forward. Kai braced for a strike. Instead, she knelt. Her voice came out low and heavy. She said her name was Sarah Valen, guardian of the Ninth Clade. This was her son. She asked who had shielded him when the shelter fell. No one answered. Kai raised his hand. She studied him in a way that made him feel exposed. She picked up her son, then placed her hand on Kai's shoulder. She said he had saved the future of her line. Debt like that could not be ignored. The Velari once fought for survival as clans. For them, a life saved bound families together for generations. Kai returned to base carrying 100 questions. His squad refused to look at him. Rumors spread fast. By the next morning, command wanted a full report. Before he could give it, the sky outside the base darkened. A formation of Velari aerial ships hovered above the compound. A message rang out. They demanded Kai Rowan be brought to their envoy. Command tried to refuse, but the Velari ships didn't lower their weapons. Kai stepped forward to stop things from spiraling. He agreed to meet the envoy. Soldiers escorted him outside with stiff shoulders. The envoy was Sarah herself. She stood alone on the plains, as if she didn't need an army behind her. She told him the child lived. Then she told him her decision. He would be claimed as a protected ally of her clade. He would live among them, learn their ways, stand under their shield. It wasn't a threat. It was a declaration. Velari culture didn't bargain when it came to life debts. They honored them with everything they had. Kai tried to decline. Sarah said refusal would be seen as disrespect. Humans had helped destroy her territory. Trust between their species was thin. His act had opened a door no treaty ever had. She believed he could help shape peace. Her clan wanted someone like him living among them. She wanted to teach him their world. Her son would grow knowing the human who saved him. Kai returned to command with a heavy heart. They argued for hours. Some said sending him would strengthen relations. Others said it felt like surrender. Kai didn't want to be treated like a bargaining chip. In the end, he made his own choice. He told command he would go. Not for politics. Not for fear. Because the child he saved had looked at him with trust. Because Sarah had not struck down his squad when she easily could have. Because he felt something shift inside him when she spoke of peace. Sarah brought him to her sky fortress. It floated above a sea of glowing clouds. Light flowed through its towers like water through glass. Kai learned their language. He learned how their energy worked through breath and memory. He spent time with Sarah's son, who walked with a limp from the collapse, but pushed himself every day. Sarah watched them often. She never said much, but her presence filled the room. Weeks passed. Kai saw how the Valari treated him not as a prisoner, but as family. At night, he sat with Sarah on a high balcony. She told him stories about their past. He told her about earth rains and quiet forests. They shared food, moments, and long conversations that were simple but warm. He felt drawn to her strength and calm. She watched him with a softness that surprised him. Months later, humans and Valari signed a new peace agreement. Many credited Kai's act as the spark that changed everything. Delegates from both sides arrived at the fortress to celebrate. During the gathering, Sarah stood beside Kai. She announced before both species that her clade welcomed him as one of their own. Not as a hostage, not as a guest, as family who had earned his place. Kai looked at her. She lifted her chin with pride. He felt the pull of two worlds, the life he knew and the life he had found. When the ceremony ended, she approached him. She said he didn't need to decide right away. She said he had already done more than enough. He took her hand. He told her he had made his choice the moment he shielded her son. He wanted to stay, not because of duty, but because this world had become home. Sarah's expression softened. She nodded once. Her son ran to him and hugged his leg. Kai held him close. Outside, the sky rumbled again, but this time the sound felt welcoming. Kai Rowan had gone to a war zone with nothing but orders. He found a new purpose, a new family, and a powerful mother who claimed him not with force, but with gratitude and trust. In choosing their world, he helped build a future where both species could stand side by side, and he never regretted it.